Hello friends and welcome back to Everything Tumbler Tutorials. My name is Rebecca Escott, and if you haven't already, head over to AB Designs Co. for all your tumbler and glitter needs. Their glitters come in many colors, shapes, and glitter sizes for all your tumbler and crafting designs. Jumping right in, I am doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be working with a mold that I purchased from Amazon. I'm also going to be using maple, which is a custom mix from AB Designs, and I'm going to mix that up into my epoxy so that we can make this mold. This is 400 milliliters of epoxy. I know this can probably hold 500, but I've already done this like 3 times before, and I've only ever used 400 mLs. So like I said, I purchased this from Amazon, and I really wanted to test this product out before bringing it to you guys and recommending it. Again, it was very inexpensive on Amazon, so I really just wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to tear or damage in the first use. Thankfully, so far I have not had any issues with this mold, and hopefully I don't. This mold, I am actually going to go ahead and finish pouring, getting all that resin in there, and then I'm going to hit it with the torch to pop any bubbles that I may or may not be able to see. I do want to mention that this cutting board is for decorative purposes only, and I do not recommend it being used as an actual cutting board. Because this is going to be used for decorative purposes only, once I had used my torch to pop any of the bubbles, I decided to go ahead and take this to a flat surface outside to allow it to flash cure with the sun. After 2 hours, I brought the board back into the home, and I waited another hour before demolding it. When using a heat torch to pop the bubbles with this type of a mold, it's very flimsy and it's very thin. Do not keep that heat torch in one spot forever too long, or you will risk one, burning the epoxy, and possibly ruining your cutting board mold. So now that I've already pre-checked the sides just to make sure it was ready, you can see a little bit of the air pockets there. I decided it's time to go ahead and demold for you guys. This is very simple to demold. And once I have it completely demolded, as with the first 3, I needed to sand down the edges that were facing up. Like, I don't know how to explain it. There was only one side of the board each time that needed to be sanded, and it's not the back side where it lays flat in the mold, it's the top side. When I have a mold like this, I'll get to decide, as well as you can decide, which side actually looks the best, and that's the side that I'm actually going to use to decorate. So we're just going to very carefully just sand down these edges. Like I said, it's only the one side. It is not that much work, and it's really simple to do. We really just kind of want to smooth that out just a little bit. Once I have it sanded down, I'm going to go ahead and clean it up just as if it was a tumbler, and then I'm ready to move on. So some of you may recognize this tumbler. I did a couple of weeks back. I even asked in the tutorial, which tumbler did you prefer, this one or the plaid? So long story short, majority rules, the leaf pattern with the ombre style was the most fan favorite. So that was my inspiration for this cutting board and matching set today. So like before with the tumbler, I'm actually just going to go ahead and place this vinyl right across the board. And instead of using the painter's tape, which is much wider, I decided to go with the electrical tape, which just made sense for this particular design because the width is not very wide. Once I have this edge pretty much even with the board edge, I'm then going to go ahead and take my AB Designs squeegee and go straight across the vinyl, ensuring everything lays nice and flat. Once I have a slight overhang, I'm just going to go and take my X-Acto knife and trim that right off. Now we're going to go ahead and take the electrical tape straight across the board, laying over the vinyl. This way I can really ensure that I'm going to have a nice straight line, so I can use my X-Acto knife and trim along the electrical tape, using it as my guide to cut through that vinyl. So once you're pretty sure you have a real nice straight line, go ahead and use your X-Acto knife very, very carefully, and you do not have to press super hard. Just slice right over top of that vinyl. So once we have both cuts on both sides, we can go ahead and remove the electrical tape as well as that vinyl to allow the negative space to show. Once we have successfully made our horizontal cut, we're now going to do it vertically along both pieces that remain. When it comes to these decorative boards, you can do them however your heart desires and in very many different themes as well. So just have fun with it, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Now that we have our negative spaces with the glitter exposed, I'm going to do the exact same technique as I did on the full tutorial that I will make sure that I have linked listed for you guys below so you can check that out. For me, I like to carry the nail tape all the way across my negative opening in order to ensure myself a nice straight line. Once I've overlapped those sections, I will go back through, trimming off my edges as well as there in the center. So once I had all the trimmings done, it was time to go in and finish the look. In the crisscross in the very center of my negative space, I again used the 3 ml for that larger crisscross. On the outskirts of that, I went in with the 2 ml, again using the exact same color nail tape to match the tumbler perfectly. Once you've placed all of your nail tape design, you can either stop here and consider this completed, and or you can go ahead and add a saying at the top and or the bottom of your cutting board. Again, these designs are endless, and you can really have a fun, good time as a decorative piece in your home as an added little touch. Or these can be excellent gifts to give to friends and family for any time of the year. I want to thank you so much for tuning in on this tutorial. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if so, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tutorials coming soon. Also, if you don't mind, take a moment and leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought of this non-tumbler related tutorial. Let me know if it'd be something you'd be interested in, as I'm looking to branch out my channel and giving you more of a variety of DIYs and craft related projects. Thanks again for watching, and until next time.